to the Unlucky Frog Gaming Podcast. You are joined by your usual hosts, Josh Hartley and Ben Porter. Just us two this week.
Just the two of us.
No lanky Santa. Yeah, just there's a song in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not the creative type, but no lanky Santa joining us, or any guests for that matter.
Nope.
So we just got a few things to have a chat about this week. It's just been Ben's birthday, aka BenCon.
Yeah, we figured because GenCon took up so much, because there was just so many announcements.
Yeah.
I mean, we only covered the stuff that
fraction of it.
I think there was something like 1,000 games released at GenCon. It's bonkers. Yeah. Anyway, we spent the whole episode last week talking about GenCon, so we thought we would talk a wee bit about BenCon. I didn't call it BenCon, by the way. Just a quick disclaimer there.
Yeah. You're not stopping anyone from calling it BenCon, though.
Is that effectively the same as me calling it BenCon?
I mean,
is that what you're implying? So yeah, we had like 2 solid days of gaming. Ourselves.
So we'll have a chat about what we did then. But before we get underway with anything else, a little channel announcement. We're very proud to announce that we've partnered up even with Board Game Crate. Board Game Crate, if you haven't heard of them, are a service, a monthly subscription service where they will send to you bespoke selection of board games based on what you like and what you already own off your Board Game Geek profile.
Yeah. Well, this is the really slick thing about it, is that it actually examines your Board Game Geek library.
Mm-hmm.
And it observes, first of all, what you have and don't have, and second of all, what sort of games you like.
Yes.
So it's a pretty smart algorithm. As you say, it's a subscription service, and we are going to be offering, in conjunction with Board Game Crate, a little discount.
Yes, just for you, our listeners there.
Yeah. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll have a code for that going up just shortly.
And not only that, but they are very kindly basically subscribing us to their service. So for the next few months, we'll be uploading some sponsored videos of us unboxing the treats that they have sent to us. So thank you, Phil Collins and the team at Board Game Crate, and we'll more from that in due course.
It's not Phil Collins of Genesis fame, just to clarify. It's not. I'm sure he never gets that joke. Yeah.
I'm sure no one ever makes that.
I could see you smirking, so I thought I need to make that clear, because inevitably there's going to be jokes about it in the comments and that if we don't. So nip it in the bud.
Right.
And then it's not a problem.
Never mention it again.
Yeah, it's like, get out your system.
Never mention it again.
Yeah.
Right, moving on.
Yeah. News-wise, what Charlotte was telling us that we thought was quite interesting was that Joe Manganiello of True Blood fame was on Stephen Colbert's show.
Yes.
And they basically spent the whole time that Joe Manganiello was on talking about Dungeons and Dragons,
which is pretty cool. Nice to know it's not just us.
Yeah.
But I must admit, I hadn't watched True Blood, so I didn't really recognise him. I know who Stephen Colbert is, though, but
yeah. I know who Joe Manganiello's wife is.
Who's his wife again?
Sofia Vergara.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So listen here, guys. Just because you play D&D does not mean you can't meet a Sophia.
Yeah.
So there we go. But
on the show, they showed you some images of his gaming room.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah.
I've got proper jealousy. for that, because not only has he got like a nice big table with chairs and like proper like wooden chairs for it, but he's got like a dragon's head and a mind flayer's head mounted on the walls.
It's kind of done up like quite medieval, isn't it? He's got like the long table with the ornate chairs and all that, and apparently he has D&D sessions with like comedians and actors and directors, like all these guys from Hollywood reconnecting with their youth.
Yeah, so it's I mean, further testament to the fact that Dungeons and Dragons is really
immensely popular.
Yeah,
isn't it?
getting fully ingrained into popular culture, even more so than it already was. Just back to the mind flayering dragon heads being mounted on the walls. I mean, it does look impressive, but with all taxidermy, I think it's important to know where it was sourced from.
Okay.
Because illegal hunting. That's a bad thing.
It's a huge problem in the D&D universe.
Aye, there's just monsters dropping left, right, and centre.
Wanton killing. Yeah. It's a wonder that the D&D universe keeps going with all of the violence. It shouldn't be sustainable. But speaking of violence, he kind of called Vin Diesel out in that interview as well.
He did a little bit. He threw a bit of shade there, because he was like, he says he plays D&D. I don't know anyone who plays with him though. Yeah,
and they say, well, I know everyone in Hollywood that plays that, and
maybe Vin Diesel doesn't play it with people in Hollywood. Maybe it's his old friends.
The thing is, though, right? See, if it came down to it, Joe Manganiello's got the Big Show on his side, so maybe that's why he's feeling a bit brave,
Yeah. Now, so apparently the Big Show plays D&D as well.
No,
so.
I knew that because he's a huge nerd, because he played Destiny as well when it came out.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
I always find it strange, like the sort of nerd crossover with wrestling. Like, I know loads of, like, you go to comic conventions and they'll have like stuff about wrestling as well and have wrestlers as guests.
Remember I told you I went to that Comic-Con up in Loch Lomond earlier on in the year, because you got us the stay.
Oh, that's right.
In Vereni, and they had this. It was like insane championship wrestling or something like that.
My mate's a massive fan of that. Yeah. Like Dell. Shout out! I don't think Dell listens to this podcast because he doesn't play tabletop. Yeah. But what he does do is he does a podcast with some of his pals about wrestling.
Okay.
The ICW is like, he goes to a lot of them. So
the shit talking was the worst though. There was this like ginger guy, like, he's like a big muscly guy, and then he's like standing up on top of the turnbuckle, and then this wee voice comes out, "What are you looking at?"
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Bless you, you're trying.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But so
we've
gone off tangent. Yeah. We've gone off tangent. The wrestlers play D&D. Everyone plays D&D now.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
I think gone are the days when a nerd or a geek was like a pasty little white boy.
Well, I mean, this is true. I think the real test is, do kids still get bullied for it in school?
No.
Because, do they not?
I don't think so.
I don't know any kids in school.
It's like mainstream, though.
Yeah. I suppose they're all playing Fortnite now, so...
Yeah. But the thing is as well, like, I mean, you've always been nerdy.
Yeah.
I was nerdy before it was cool.
Aye.
Yeah. But, like, no, I get picked on for being like that. And it's like, when you see, like, some of the people that used to make fun of you at school, like, talking about how much they love Batman and all that, you're like, you son of a bitch.
You bastard.
Yeah. It's like, you have this moment, it feels like cultural appropriation or something.
Yeah. You can't talk about Batman. Batman's ours.
That's my culture.
Hands off.
Yeah. It's weird, but yeah, it's at the same time though. It's, as much as we joke about being petty and all that, it's great that that people are getting to enjoy a good thing.
Yeah. People aren't being nasty for someone actually having a hobby anymore.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Yeah. That's a good thing. Anyway, So, back to BenCon.
BenCon.
2018.
How did it start getting called BenCon?
I have no idea. Actually wasn't me this time.
It wasn't you this time.
Usually this dumb stuff is because of me, but
Yeah.
I don't know who originally called it BenCon, but it stuck.
Yeah,
It
because
stuck.
there was a group chat that I wasn't involved in,
Yeah.
and Charlotte just told me, yeah, they're all calling it BenCon, and that was like the day that you were all coming over, and I was like,
All right.
okay, I hope they're not expecting too much.
So what did we do?
We all piled into my flat and we played games.
Pretty much pulled an all-nighter as well.
Yeah, so we kicked things off with a 2 versus 2 game of Age of Sigmar, which was great fun.
Yeah.
We just went for quite a basic battle plan. It was Border War.
Yeah.
So it was like I think it was 5
Yeah,
objectives.
there's a number of objectives that
Yeah.
were up for grabs.
And it was one of these things where you get a point for the one in your territory, but you get 4 points for the one in
The enemy
territory,
yeah.
and you get 2 points for each of them that are on the edge. So it's like it's a scenario that encourages you to play quite aggressively, which really suited mine and Callum's armies.
Callum playing the Orcs and Ben playing his angry naked midgets again, it was not pretty on my side of the table. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
it was.
I was actually, because Tom was asking me how it went, because Tom unfortunately wasn't able to make it, and I was saying that it was orcs and dwarfs versus Zinch and Night Hunt. So I was saying it was basically Warhammer, Jocks versus Goths and nerds.
Yeah, that's probably fair. The Goths and nerds, spoiler alert, it did not go so well for them.
Yeah.
They got beat pretty convincingly.
Brutes are brutal.
Yep.
Who knew?
More at 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Callum runs them in a massive unit.
Aye. They're impossible to get rid of.
Yeah, because they've got
They just murder everything.
They'll get like 3 wounds each. And he takes like, is it 10 of them or 15 of them?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
So it's like, that's like a 40 wound unit, something like that. You look nauseous thinking about it.
The memories are flooding back. I mean, they basically just one-shotted my big behemoth in the army, and oh my god!
Because it's like Callum will he charges in with the pig cavalry, right?
Yeah,
and they're quite scary looking because they're on these massive monstrous boars, and then you've got a big orc on it. But it's the brutes that you really need to watch out for.
Oh yeah.
The cavalry are more just annoying.
Yeah.
You know, they're not like shock cavalry the way that some other armies
I
cavalry.
don't know. They can make short work of a lot of things, but yeah. My ghosts were turned to like some sort of corporeal mincemeat by these.
Just like,
it was not good. And the Chaos Warriors didn't fare much better, to be fair.
No, and I think it was because Craig tends to run like MSU, multiple small units. Those little units were just battered aside. Yeah. Yep.
So that's what we did first.
We did that first.
Meanwhile, some of the others were playing Tales of Arabian Nights as well.
Yeah.
Firm favourite on the podcast.
Yep, it is. And Callum O'Donnell, the other Callum, he was also there. He loves this. He loves Tales of Arabian Nights.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a writer, you know, like enjoys a good story. So whenever he's asked what game he wants to play, almost always makes a beeline for that.
Just didn't even utter a word. He just got it off the shelf and was like, "All right, yeah."
So they, Charlotte, Iona, Los, and Callum, they played that. while we were doing while we were playing Age of Sigmar, and once we wrapped up our game, which Callum, Lanky Santa, and myself won, we moved on to Ice Cool.
Ice Cool being just the excellent penguin chasing game.
Yeah.
Tonally very different to Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, but I just love it. I'm really excited for the expansion that's coming out this year as well. Ice Cool 2.
Mm-hmm. This time it's personal.
Yeah, the freezing. Yeah.
Ice Cool 2, cool harder. Oh.
But like, we're getting a bit too into playing Ice Cool.
There was some really good smack talk.
Yeah,
like, just whoever was being the teacher was just getting berated. Craig had gone back to some sort of like, you don't call them year 8, 9, and 10 here. What's it called? Secondary 1 or? What are the years in school?
Just first year, second year.
Yeah, Craig had gone back to like his second year and was coming out with like all the classic lines you used to hear in class.
He kept like messing up his shots. So we were joking about how like he was going to be trapped in Penguin Foundation forever, which is like I don't know how the English system works, but that is the
yeah,
lowest.
that's the lowest of the low. And you know, our penguin parents writing to the school, just saying they're concerned that Craig is distracting from our penguin education.
Yeah, he's leading the others astray.
Yeah,
it's like we come out and then they're all skating about the hall, grabbing fish.
Yeah,
making a mockery of the staff.
Yeah, aye. The poor penguin teachers endured some abuse.
Yeah, but it was good fun. Craig didn't win that.
No, who did win that?
I think I won, and I think you came second.
Yeah.
I love Ice Cool.
It's just so fun.
Yeah.
I think as a game, it's probably one of the best pick-me-ups.
It's so satisfying to see when your penguin just through the roll, or see if you manage to hook it just right. And go
get
through
a curve shot.
And it's one of those games where everyone gets so animated, like when. Like, even if you're losing, when someone pulls off one of those shots, everyone just goes, "Whoa!"
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. And, you know, given that it's a kid's game, we enjoy it an awful lot.
Yeah. But, apparently, the expansion, you get points for trick shots and stuff like that.
Oh.
So, I could be, like, overselling it a bit here, but I'm imagining, like, Ice Cool meets SSX. Type of thing.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah,
it's but I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. In case you didn't realise, Ice Cool, very good game.
Yeah,
we love it. After that, what did we play? We played a bit of Brothers, didn't we?
Yeah,
that came out quite a few times, like in between.
Brothers, it's great. So this is from
Ankama.
Ankama. Plays in about 10 minutes, if that.
Yeah.
It's really simple head-to-head game, but as you described it, some almost chess level strategy behind it. So all you do basically is the first section of the game, you place down these tiles that create the meadow, and what you're doing is your two brothers, one's farming. Well, they're not called sheep, but they look like sheep.
Yeah, one's sheep and one's rabbits. I think they're called wabbits and gooballs or something like
that. Basically, and you've got to try and place as many of your tiles as possible. Whoever's got the most tiles left that they can't place at the end of it scores a certain number of points for each of those tiles. You swap over, because the tiles are different shaped as well.
So the scoring works like golf.
Yeah, basically. You're trying to get a lowest score. Whoever's got the lowest score after 2 rounds wins.
Yeah. Simple,
very quick to pick up, very addictive.
And do you know the thing that really impressed me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's so many things I love about it. It looks beautiful.
It does, yes.
Like it actually, like we were saying, that the tiles, because they alternate shades of green on the squares, it reminds me of like the Green Hill Zone in Sonic.
Yeah.
And like, once you finish the game and it's all set up, it does. There's a sort of video game aesthetic to it, which is really smart.
It's also very satisfying just to play, though.
And another little touch that I thought, that's class, they didn't need to do that, is the inside of the box is designed to look like a pen.
Yeah.
Which most people, they just leave the box blank.
Yeah.
It just oozes style and personality. It's a really smart, really slick game. The rule book is very concise, very well explained. There's not a lot to it. Like you can teach it and be playing it within about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But as we were saying, there's a lot of depth and strategy to it once you start to get into it.
Yeah.
But they actually have a quick reference page at the back.
Yeah, for a rule book that is like 6 pages long, if that. And
I mean, so it's, kudos to Ankama for that. It's just an all-around really impressive game.
Yeah.
I think I was saying to you, like, of the new games that we've played this year so far, I think it's my favourite.
Yeah, it's weird because it's such a little game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's quick, it's small, very compact. But yeah, I think overall, for what it's aiming to do, it does it better than any game that's come out this year, as far as I'm concerned.
The thing as well is that we've done quite a bit of travelling this year. I'm going to be doing quite a bit more travelling because there's a few more conventions and events and things to go to later on in the year. And Sushi Go was always our go-to travel game. Yeah.
You think this one might overtake?
It might not overtake it, but certainly it's we're not just going to be taking Sushi Go with us anymore. And it's the box is really compact.
Oh, it's tiny.
So you could fit it in your messenger bag, handbag, whatever, no problem.
Yeah. Very impressed with it. How many copies did they send us?
They sent us 2, so we are going to be doing a wee giveaway for that soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I dare say at some point we'll be doing a video review of Brothers. And we'll talk a bit more about it then, show the game off a bit. But I think you can probably look for us doing a bit more with Ankama in the future.
Yeah, it's very kind of them to send us a review copy. So we'll look forward to seeing what else. What's unusual about Ankama is they're multidisciplinary. They do video games, they do a cartoon as well.
Yeah, the cartoon is called Whack Fu. It's actually on Netflix.
Yeah,
and they do a couple of MMOs as well for the PC. But I didn't realise quite how iconic Ankama were until I showed Craig the box for Brothers.
Yeah, and he said, "Oh, is this got something to do with Whack Fu?"
Yeah,
right
away.
Yeah,
and that's the thing that I've noticed in looking at all their products is that the art style is very consistent.
Yeah, which is for branding thing is great,
Yeah, it's like you can look
particularly
at
when it looks good.
Yeah, it's like you can look at a character from a Disney film without necessarily knowing who they are, and more often than not, people will go, "That looks like a Disney character."
Yeah,
and Ankama have got a similar reputation, I think, which is great.
So we played a bit of Brothers, and then did we go on to Mysterium after that?
We went on to Mysterium.
So we had a big game of Mysterium. This was with the maximum number of psychic investigators. So we had 6. I think you teamed up with Callum.
Yeah, so we were like a dynamic duo.
Yeah, like Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Like being invited to investigate this haunting.
Yeah, and then everyone else turns up in Victorian dress.
Yeah, and then there's Adam West.
Full cosplay. I feel a bit overdressed now.
Yeah. It's just only fools and horses all over again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had the 6 of us, and we had Charlotte as the ghost as well. We were not successful.
I feel like at the maximum number of players that a lot of the time you're shooting in the dark.
Certainly a lot more tricky.
Because, well, it was quite interesting what Charlotte said, that because she's only got a certain number of cards and needs to give a stimulus to each player or each team, it means it's really difficult for her to pick something for everyone.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time the stuff is very tenuously linked.
I think that's the whole fun of Mysterium, though.
Yeah.
It's just you gave me a picture of this, and how is it meant to represent that?
Yeah. I don't know. I find it quite annoying.
Do you not like Mysterium?
I mean, it's banterful and all that, but it's not a game you can ever take seriously, I think.
No, I don't think you should. I think it's the sort of game that you do want to bust out when you've got like 7 people round.
Do you think so?
Yeah, and you're just wanting a bit of a laugh. You don't mind whether you're successful or not.
I think, having played that now, I think it would work better in a smaller group. I don't think it works very well.
No,
with the bigger group, no.
No, I had fun with it.
No, I had fun.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think it works as well in a bigger group.
We'll just have to play it more.
Yeah, and the problem is that with a game like Mysterium, you shouldn't take it too seriously. Like you're saying, you're right. But when everyone is spending so much time scratching their head, there's no room to like role play and have a bit of banter.
Yeah,
and that sort of thing.
That's a fair comment.
I think that I think about 4 or 5 players is probably the optimum number to play Mysterium with. I think it struggles to cope with anything
Fair enough.
bigger than that.
Fair. Right, yeah. And then we'd reached the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah.
By the time we finished that, so
we went off to bed, and then the next day we played a bit of Brothers, and we played a Song of Ice and Fire,
which we covered off in some depth.
So that was BenCon.
Yes.
But one of the things that was supposed to arrive on the day of BenCon, but did not, was an Age of Sigmar Champions Founders Pack.
And that has arrived now, has it not?
It has, yeah. So I've been playing it rigorously for the past few days. And you played it tonight for the first time ever.
Yes. I picked up the Death deck.
Yeah. And so as someone who is quite fond of card games, what are your initial impressions of it?
I really don't know. It's very different. Because of the 4 lanes that you have, you do have an element of area control.
Yeah.
Which you don't normally have in card games at all. It's usually just resource and hand management.
Yeah.
So it feels very different to the likes of Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, etc.
It actually feels somewhat like a board game, doesn't it?
Yeah, and so you beat me pretty convincingly for most of the games, and I was getting quite frustrated.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I won the last one.
Yeah.
The thing that I mentioned earlier was the whole mechanics of the quests and blessings. So you've got your 4 champions. You've got to do certain things for them to complete a quest. And when they complete a quest, they get a blessing, which is like this really powerful.
Yeah.
Well,
so some of them are instant, which it mean like it'll be like do X amount of damage to your opponent. Some of them will be passive. Like I had one that was whenever a Stormcast leaves play, you draw a card. And then some of them are, I think they're passive, but some of them you have to choose to activate them, and then you rotate them until you have limited uses.
So right, and it's fun when you get them.
Yeah.
My concern is that it's kind of a win more mechanic.
Yeah.
Like if you're completing your champions quests, that means you're probably doing fairly well in the game anyway, and these blessings are just going to help you pull ahead even further. And certainly the games that we played, it did feel sometimes like trying to race to get those quests completed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know though. I mean, it's different. I definitely want to try it more, but I mean, you could see I was getting a bit frustrated.
I think the game's more nuanced than that.
Yeah.
Because I think if you do just race to try and finish your quests, I think that's a good way to lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because fulfilling your quest requirements for your champions is not always the optimum play.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more balance to it, I think, than that. But that being said, I've played all of the decks.
Mm-hmm.
And I've played a number of games, so I've been able to see how that interacts over a wider array.
I didn't even look through the deck before we started playing. That's the thing. So
I think I'd said to you because Tom and Ewan have had a go at it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tom played against Ewan's destruction deck, and he played Order,
mm-hmm.
and he got absolutely pummeled by Ewan.
Yeah.
And so I asked Tom, how did you find Destruction? He said, it's a lot more synergetic than Order. And I was like, well, I don't know if that's true. I think maybe the synergies are more obvious. But having actually played the Destruction deck, of the 4 starter decks, it is by far the most effective.
Yeah.
But this is the... And I think we've spoken about this before with starter sets, is you're not always looking to have, all evenly balanced forces. What you want to do is teach people how the game works.
Yeah, and and to be fair, as you've pointed out, the all 4 of the starter sets, their decks play very differently to each other as well. So
yeah, I mean the death deck is all about like healing yourself and resurrecting units. The order deck, which is primarily it's pretty much all Stormcast. That's very much about controlling the battlefield. Destruction is pretty much throwing down as many units as quickly as you can. Which is probably why it's a bit more effective, because pretty much anyone can go, oh, that's what I need to do, and go ahead, whereas the other ones, the strategies are a wee bit more nuanced. And then finally, Chaos is more about like sacrificing your units to gain more power.
Right. Okay.
Which is a huge flavor win, right?
Yeah.
But it's I love the game. What's got you somewhat skeptical about it, I think, is what I love about it. That there is area control within it. It actually does feel like a battlefield because you've got the lanes. It feels like you've got all these like ranked up units facing off against 2 pitched armies, which is really cool. They've used a lot of the artwork and assets from the Games Workshop stuff.
It's all very recognisable if you're anywhere near familiar with Age of Sigmar and Warhammer Fantasy in general.
So we're probably going to stream some of that a bit more in the future. I think we've thrown around the idea of maybe doing like a sealed format.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying to give that a go and actually just building my own deck.
We could maybe even suss out how it would work for a draft.
Yeah, we'll see. So watch this space, guys.
Yeah.
But I think with that is all we've got time for.
Yeah.
So look, thank you very much for listening to us. We'll catch up with you next time, but otherwise, just take care. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.
We are Unlucky Frog Gaming, and I am Ben. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Unlucky Frog Gaming. You can also show your support by giving us money through the Unlucky Frog Patreon. And be sure to check out our website, unluckyfrog.com, to find out more.